after. So I'm start. I just click on recording. Good evening. My name is Emmanuel Addae, and I'm sure now all of you can mute yourselves. So I'm muting all of you at the moment, so that we can just go straight to. When I finish, I will mute all of you. Then you can ask all your questions that you have. So over the years, for the past 4 years, I've been very actively in the recruitment space and it's over. So currently I'm recruiting for 2 companies. I'm about to recruit for another company that is about to launch in Ghana right after the COVID, after the lockdown. And I recruit for the top roles, from entry-level roles to the top senior level manager roles. So you can just imagine the kind of CVs I receive in my email every time. For the past years, I've always been having challenges with CVs, especially for job seekers, those who actually, if you're looking for a job and you have issues with your CV. I feel like you've just shot yourself in the dark because you're looking for a job and the material that you are using to look for a job is inaccurate, or let's say is incomplete. I feel like you have shot yourself in the dark. So you just be at home thinking that your CV will do the magic, or your CV will get you a job, and the job will not become, you won't understand. You may think that maybe your mother or your father sitting somewhere is causing it. I think no one is causing it, just that your CV is inaccurate. So I'm going to take you through, and I'll try and share my screen, especially some of the emails I've been receiving. I'll share some few things with you. So today is about practical. I'm going to share. I'm not going to do any theory. I mean, if you can find everything online, but I'm going to go straight to practical things that you can check out from on your CV, and that's what I'm going to do this evening. So the first thing I want us to look at is there's an app even on your phone or on your laptop. So if you have a phone, one app I want you to download is called Grammarly. I mean, Grammarly is one app I want all of you to download on your phone or your laptop. You see, anytime I see emails and I see CVs with grammatical errors, I feel like you have shot yourself in the dark. So, but if you have an app,
let me get back to you later.
If you have an app called Grammarly on your phone or on your laptop, it's very easy to highlight all the errors. So even when you are WhatsApping or you are tweeting or anything, the app on your phone or your laptop will help you to highlight all those errors so that at least you can check it. I remember I was recruiting for a company and I had one of my friends, a top accountant, and he was looking for a job. The guy is good. I know him personally. So I sent his CV to, there's a company in the UK that they want to recruit him. So I recommended him and I sent it. So when he sent the CV, I didn't even open it and I just forwarded it to him because I thought I knew him, he was a great guy. So I just forwarded the CV to the company in the UK. And I think the first thing on the CV, there was a spelling mistake with his current role that it was playing. And the company was like, even just your role, you couldn't spell it, then how much more we give you a bigger job? So that alone got the guy, I mean, they couldn't accept the CV. So I mean, spelling mistake is a big issue. It's a big issue. I want all of you to take it seriously. So even if you have time, send your CV to some friends to look at it for you. Because many of these top recruiters have those softwares on their laptops, immediately they open your CV, it automatically analyzes all the errors, grammatical errors. So anytime I open any CV, automatically the Grammarly software analyzes all the errors. So immediately I get to know all your mistakes, your punctuation, everything. I see it. And over there, I just have to do just delete your CV on my laptop. The other thing I also want us to consider, which I don't have on my slide, is the email people send. I mean, if I ask you to send me your CV, I'm expecting you, and I'll take you through my laptop. Let me fill the slides. I will do that practically. If I ask you to send me your CV, you need to take your time to send a CV. So if someone asks you to send a CV and you go to your inbox and you just go and forward a CV that you've sent to almost 10 people and you just forward it to the person, I feel like one, you are not ready for a job, because if you are really looking for a job and ask to send your CV, just imagine if a day I've asked almost 10 people to send me their CV and you just send me your CV without saying any word and you just forward your CV to me, that alone puts a lot of recruiters off. It put them off. I mean, take your time, just address the person and tell them why you've attached your CV. I mean, that's some basic thing that, I mean, I see it and I feel like people are not getting job, not because, I mean, they don't know what they're about, but because because of this petty errors that they make on their CV. So I'm going straight through the thing, and I will show you how we're going to do it. So let's go straight to all the points I have on my laptop. So the first point I have on my laptop on my slide is choose clear, illegible font size. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. If you're having a CV and your slice is your image, I mean, your size of the font size is very small, it's very difficult for recruiters to read. And I've seen a lot of CVs, which is very hard to read. Very, very hard to read. The other point that I want you to consider is the consistent layout of your CV. Let's say if you are using 3/4/2020, for example, the date, that okay, if you use that kind of format, be consistent with the format. So you see somewhere they've written July 30th, and the place the person has written 3/7. It's not consistent, and I think that alone also puts recruiters off from your CV. Another thing is, don't cram your CV with, I mean, people, you see CVs and with a lot of graphics and designs, and look, recruiters don't have time to look at it. Let always your CV be plain. I don't mind people. I don't know where they got that idea from, where they have to let graphic designer design a CV, put colors on it. It cannot give you the job. I mean, having those colors on your CV does not automatically mean that you're going to get a job or the CV can get because it's beautiful. No, that is where even the employer even take the time to go through very well, especially when your CV has a lot of colors. I mean, they feel like there's a lot of colors in the CV, so they feel like they, pay attention to whatever you have. So please, I mean, these are what you can look at for. Another thing you can also look at for is adding. So another thing is having a picture on your CV. Listen, there's no need for you to have a picture on your CV. I don't know where that thing came from. You see people when they have on their CV, which are came. So please mute yourself. I'm trying to mute you. Just mute yourself. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, so you don't have to have a picture. I don't know where they got that thing from, where they will put a picture on the CV. I think it's irrelevant. There's no need for you to have a picture on your CV. And the last thing I also want to talk about is the pages, I mean, the maximum pages of a good CV is 2 pages. No matter the number of years of experience you have, the maximum pages you can have is 2 pages. 2 pages. I've seen people having 5 pages, 6 pages. Look, recruiters do not have much time. So when you have a CV and the CV is more than 2 pages, automatically recruiters go off. One good thing I want everyone to know or take out from this discussion is that never send one CV for every role that you see. Never send one CV for every role that you see. You see, and especially when you have a JD, especially when you see a job and they give you a JD. So a JD means job description. If you see a job description and you want to send your CV, make sure your CV matches the job description. So let's say I've done an accounting job and you see a job, a JD that you want to apply. The best thing you can do is that open the JD and make sure the JD matches your CV. So for me, anytime I see someone asks you to send your CV, the first question you need to ask the person is, please, what is the role? Because you can't send the same CV that you sent for the marketing role for an accounting role. You can't do that. So you need to always check that you make sure that the JD of the job that you're going to search matches your CV. So let's say I'm going to look for a job as an accountant, and I got a JD from a company about the rules, the job, the duties that I'm going to perform, and I realize that those duties is different from what I have on my CV. But I can see that those roles are the same roles that I was doing in my previous work. You see, many a times, maybe the way you wrote your duties may be different from the way the company is also requesting for. So look at the JD, make sure it matches, because you can clearly see that, these roles I can easily perform. And I've seen a lot of people, they come for an interview, they will tell you that, this role I can easily perform. But meanwhile, it's not on your CV. So how do I know you can easily perform it? That is why it's very important that you don't send one particular CV for every kind of role. You understand? You don't send every kind of for different kind of roles. Make sure your CV to that kind of role that you are looking for, and it's very important. The last thing on my slide is the contact information on your CV. You see, anytime you have your CV, make sure you have this information. So you have your full name, your professional title based on the role that you are applying for. You have your email address, your phone number, your LinkedIn profile, and your home address. Never add the date of birth, or people add the Christianity, people add I am married. This recruiters don't need those information, trust me. And the last thing you don't have to include on your CV is, it's references, unless the job is requesting you to add references. But if they're not asking you to add references, please just write available upon request. And it's very easy to do that. So make sure you have that. Recruiters don't have time going through all those information on your CV, because the CV is supposed to be 2 pages. So if you add the references, which let's say you have 4 or 5 references, it will take you to page number 3 or page number 4, which is irrelevant. So instead of you adding them, just write available upon request. And I've had questions from people about, why can't you add your references? Let me explain this to you. So let's say you know Leslie, you know me, and you put my name on your CV as reference. Then you've sent a company. But let's say within that period, maybe I've lost a contact. Maybe I can't even remember your name. And the company calls me. And I've had those kind of issues. So the company will call you, will call your reference, and the reference will be like, okay, I can't remember this name. Immediately the reference says he or she can't remember your name or can't figure out that the kind of person. Automatically it's off. Let's say it can also happen that maybe you sent your CV 6 years ago and they are now about to call you. Maybe what the person use his name as reference, maybe you have some issues with the person. So you're not more with the person, you're not working with the person anymore. And they call the person. What do you think the person will say? So it's always appropriate that any reference that you use is always within 3 or 2 months that you know the person, so that the person can be able to give accurate information. I'm trying to share. So at this moment, I'm going to unmute all of you. If you have any question, you can ask. But I'm trying to share my laptop. I want to take you through to an email that I received from some of you, and I'm going to show you how the email you wrote, and what I don't like about it. So at this moment, I'm going to unmute all of you so that if you have any question, you can ask, or if you have, you can also write if you want to write your question. So I'm unmuting all of you at the moment. So all of you are on mute. If you think you know, you can go off as well.
Mr. Leslie.
Yes, said.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Please, I just want to ask, as you said earlier on, that so does it mean that we can have more than one CV?
Yes, you can have more than one CV. So you send CV based on
job
the
description.
Okay.
Yes. So look at an email I received, okay? So I asked people to send me their CV, okay? And every day, I don't know whether you can see my screen at the moment. Do you see my screen?
Yes, please.
Good. So I asked people to send me their CV. And look at it. A day, I receive more than 10 or 20 emails. If you met someone, the person said, send me your CV. It is always nice that when you're writing the email, you take your time to write. Let me increase I want to increase it so that you can see it. You take your time to write that particular email, okay? And the person sending that particular email. So, hello, my name is this. You asked me to send you your CV. Can you review it and get back to me? Very nicely. Look at it. Hi, please, my advice, any advice. Look at it. I started my review for review. I feel like you don't have time. Good evening. Please, I am attaching my. You see, just address the person. You see, just address the person that you are sending your CV to, and avoid forwarding your CV to people. I mean, if I ask you to send me your CV and you forward to me, immediately I delete my inbox. I delete it automatically in my inbox. And so let me take you through this CV. Okay, so I'm opening one CV. There's no need to write CV on top of your CV. There's no need. And I will tell you how to 1 to 3. So look at it. Look at someone's CV. I don't know whether you can see the screen. So Paul, I don't know whether Paul is on the line. Paul, just forgive me. I've opened your CV. So look at Paul's CV. So Paul starts with his name on top. Hello. Hello. Please, can you unmute yourself? Sorry. So you see, so this is Paul. So look at Paul's CV. So Paul's CV from summary, you go to skills, look at skills. So I have Grammarly on my laptop. So Grammarly will analyze all the grammatical errors. So you can see from there that it has analyzed the errors. So look at it. So you start your CV with work experience. You don't start with education. You only start with education when you are applying to a school or you're a professor and you are applying to go and teach in university. That's when you start with education. But if you're looking for a job and other roles, you start with work experience first. So the work experience comes first before your education. So look at Paul's CV. You see there's error. Look at even spelling mistake, vocational. Look at it. Look at vocational. Look at the spelling mistake, vocational. He left C from it. And these are common mistakes people does. You see, so the Grammarly app is very important that you use the Grammarly app on your laptop or your phone. It's very important. So the next thing it goes to is education. So look at education. Then it goes to hobbies, then references. So it's supposed to be reference. So reference available upon request. You see, you look at the CV. So he has one-pager CV. He has a one-pager CV. This is neat and very clean CV. There's no image. It doesn't have any photo on it. It doesn't have any colors on it. It's a very plain background, and that's what most recruiters are looking for. So at this moment, I'm going to unmute all of you so that if you have any question, you can ask. As I said, the call is just 30 minutes. So I'm going to unmute all of you. If you have any question, you can ask. Or if you want to chat, you can also send your question through the chat. So, okay, right, that's okay. So you can also send your questions through the chat. So please, if you have any question, you can ask your question.
Yeah. Oh, Leslie, I think I'm okay. I was drafting, what do you call it? All the major bulletins that you were talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget
and
to
then
download
all my answers has been answered. My questions has been answered by the way you were talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Someone's name is Nokia 32. Please ask a question. You raise your hand.
My name is Samuel. Yes, sir. My name is Samuel.
Okay, Samuel, please talk.
Okay. What if you're a fresh student, you haven't worked before, and you want to prepare your CV? The skill aspects, any other aspect, how do you go about it? You haven't worked before.
Okay. But have you done any internship?
No, that's what I'm about to.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, you can. So it's very easy. So let's say I need to unmute everyone. You are preparing your CV. So the first thing you need to do is to list your skills in terms of. I mean, you should even have a skill, even though you're a fresh graduate. You have some skills that you can deliver. So make sure you highlight your skills and highlight your school hobbies. I'm sure you are in school and you have a lot of things that you've done. Maybe you're a class prefect, you're part of an SU team, you're part of the. These are things that you can highlight because you don't have any experience. So you can highlight all those things because I always say I don't think that people don't have experience. Everyone has experience. Even a church, maybe you're a Sunday school teacher, maybe you're a group teacher, you're a group leader at church, you're a group leader in your club or something. These are experiences that you can list on your CV. You understand? These are experiences you can list on your CV. So you can list all these experiences on your CV. And what you can do is that you also make sure that you get a lot of internship to do. If you volunteer at maybe your SRC office or any of the clubs on campus, you can volunteer as secretary, as financial controller. You can volunteer your time for any of the roles. Look, for where we are now, people should be ready to do jobs that they've never done in their life for the rest of their lives. You see, our first degree in accounting and marketing may not matter anymore. So you should be ready to acquire skills in any field that you find yourself. I've met even a business student who knows how to develop a website, who know how to code, who know how to take pictures. These are skills that has nothing to do with the business he or she is learning at the university. So people should be ready to learn additional skills no matter what. You need to acquire additional skills, and getting additional skills doesn't mean that you want to maybe major in whatever you are doing at the school. Make sure to go outside your field and get additional skills, because where we are now, people should be ready to do things that has nothing to do with their first degrees and second degrees. So I'm going to unmute again. If you have since no one has sent any message, so please, if you have any question or you can ask. Yes, Seth, yes, please.
Please, I will be glad if you can review. You can go through my CV for me so that you can get corrected.
I will do every CV that I have in my email. So if you don't have yours, please send me your CV and I will review. And I want to see how you're going to send it. Please send an email to me, write it nicely. I want to see, we need to improve ourselves.
Please, I've sent it already.
Okay, tomorrow. Yes. Any other questions? Any other question?
Not from me.
Okay. So let me just hammer on this before I leave. So as I said, make sure you have different CVs for different roles. if anyone meets you and say, look, send me your CV, make sure to ask the person, please, what role should I send my CV
After
for?
traffic light. After the traffic light.
Don't send one CV for every road that you see or every road that you come across. When someone asks you to send your CV, make sure to ask the person, please, what role am I applying for? Be specific. If the person doesn't know the role and they said anything, make sure that, look, you can't do anything. So they should be very specific. I mean, so that you put your CV in relation to that. And don't add pictures. Don't color it. Use a plain background like what you just saw on Paul's CV. Very simple CV. I mean, very clean. It's very easy for the recruiter to go through without any headache. But make sure that you're always the JD. If you have, for me, anytime I'm applying for a job and there's a JD, I'm always happy. Because when I look at the JD and I realize that, for this, I can easily do it. Then automatically, I prepare my CV to match that JD because I know I can do it. But meanwhile, my previous job, the JD they gave me is different, maybe there's different narration. But what I have here is what I'm doing at my workplace. I just copy the rule. Because the same thing I'm doing, just that maybe the narration. Maybe you've written responding to corresponding for potential and existing clients and associate partner. Maybe on that JD, the writing is different. So I picked that one because it's the same thing I'm doing at the workplace. It's the same thing. So please, I mean, these are things I want to hammer it and check your grammar. I mean, I can't say much about it. Make sure the spelling mistakes and also the email that you send is accurate. And I think that should be the way forward. So I'm closing now. It's 6:34. I'm closing now. So I'm going to unmute again. If you have any question, you can also ask and we take it from there. Any question?
Yeah, I think I'm okay with all the points. And then Leslie, I would forward my CV to you as well, so that you can review it for me.
My email in the chat. So let me put my email in the chat. You can just send to me.
Okay.
So please, any other question? If there's no question, maybe then. Okay. Nokia. Sorry.
Unfortunately, this is my first time, so I didn't know how to put my name. So sorry about that.
That's okay. We can read it later.
I want to ask you if you have any, as a fresh IT student who had completed probably MCSC, MCSA. Do you have any companies around that one can volunteer? Can you recommend any companies?
Yes. I have some companies I can share with you. And at this moment that all of us are home, let's volunteer. And a lot of we can get a lot of experience while you are home. This is the best time. That now we are home. Let's volunteer our time. If you are home, just reach out to people. See, go to LinkedIn, have a LinkedIn profile, reach out to people. I am always available. Reach out, Leslie. I have this experience. I mean, I'm home now. I mean, I'm looking for a job, but I don't mind volunteering because many companies are not recruiting. But the good thing is that if you find a company and you volunteer your time or you intend at this moment that you are home, that you can work from home because you don't need to go, you just work from home. I mean, when they are ready to recruit, you'll be the first person they will call. Just said, oh, please, I'm home. I don't mind. I can be calling your customers for you. Because companies are struggling at the moment. Everybody needs help. So let's say if you call someone, I'm home. I'm less busy. I can review all your proposal for you. I can call your customers for you. I can send an emails, handles your customers' feedback for you. These are things that you can easily help anyone who is working or something. So when they are also employing, they can easily, consider you because you help them during the lockdown. So please, if you don't have any experience in your CV, look for opportunity to intern or volunteer your time at this moment. And I'm sure that if you just send a CV to me, tell me, let's say I'm available, or I'm a student, I'm at home, and I want to spend, I'm willing to volunteer or intern with any company for this, but with my skills. I can easily recommend some companies to you. I can also do introduction or referral for you to get something to do. Now that all of us are working from home. So I think it's a great time for us to utilize our skills that we have. So next week, God willing, I'll host another section on how to start a business. Now that you are home, maybe you also want to start a small business. Now that you are home, I know not everyone is looking for a job. People also want to start their business. So I will show you how to start, even though you don't have money, how to get some customers and how to kickstart your small idea. You need to start small. So next week, God willing, I will also do that section as well. So please, if there's no any other question,
Hello, Leslie.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Leslie.
Yes, sir.
I will be glad. Yeah, if you could post some of the job posting in our group so that some of us can even see, because all the LinkedIn jobs, some of them are backdated. They are very old.
Yeah. And
for instance, me, I offered mechanical engineering on campus.
Okay.
So let's say I'm a mechanical engineer. So I'll be glad if you get related jobs that are of mechanical engineering, only related jobs, you can put it in the group. And I guess we all can see then we just apply to that.
Okay, what I'll do is maybe send me an email. I know you're a mechanical engineer, doesn't mean that the only job you can do on this earth is mechanical engineering. So list all the skills that you have and the kind of job that you can do. As I said, everyone should be willing to do that done in their life, and that has nothing to do with your career or your profession. Where we are now, said you should be willing and ready to do. I've met a lot of mechanical engineers, and they are now doing other things. If the opportunity comes in your field, praise the Lord, you go for it. Are you going to sit down and wait for it to come, even if for 10 years or 15 years?
No.
Let us not sit down and say that, oh, I went to school, I did accounting, so I'm looking for accounting job. So the accounting job is not a job where you can manage customers, manage something. You can be able to do that. You also prepare yourself for the bigger roles.
Leslie. Hello, Leslie.
I can hear you.
Leslie, this is Slick.
Yes, I can hear you, please.
So, I don't know whether you made mention of an application letter, because normally CVs are accompanied with an application letter, or it's not all the time. And also,
unless the job requirement says that add application letter, but for most of the job that we recruit, most recruiters, 99% do not even review the application letter. They only look at the CV. 99% look at only the CV because they feel like the application letter is like copy and paste. So and that's the truth. I've done a lot of workshop for recruiters, and they will tell you that look, when you open application letters, it's always the same. So they spend time with the CV. Okay, they spend time with the CV. So which you can also. But I mean, you need to look at application letter. So maybe in my next workshop, I will make sure to spend time on the on the application letter. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay. So Fingers, I've seen your comments. I'll work on it for you. Okay. That's it. So guys, thank you very much for joining the call. As I said, you all know that data is very expensive in Ghana, so I don't want to take much of your time. So that next time you can join our session. And please send me your CV. If not, maybe I'll put my email on the WhatsApp page. Then we can take it from there. God bless you all. So please, bye bye. I want to see everyone's face. Hello, everyone there. Okay, bye bye then. Bye.
Hi.
Bye bye.
Good night. Good night, everybody.